What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Icing the Puck. We're coming at you another week. More NHL. Jordan, how you been, man?
Pretty good, ready to record a new episode. Lots of stuff to talk about this week. Yeah, I mean, had a decent weekend in sports, good and bad, obviously, but
A good mix for you. A lot of
yeah,
people would
but
say. It's unfortunate the outcome of what happened.
yeah, but hey, on to the next. We'll see what happens.
Not
But
hockey related. Bo
yeah,
Nix, he's
but
gone.
I'm
Guys, he's
yeah,
gone.
but I'm ready to talk about hockey now. So
Oh,
that's what
just
I'm here
want to move
for.
on like that? You don't want to talk about football today? We always
Not at
talk
all.
about football to start.
I still believe in the Broncos. So
I mean, I was thinking about today, like, damn, Patriots, they just won. They just won right now after recording this episode, or before recording this episode. They just got a free ride to the Super Bowl, I think. Like, sorry to say it, bro, but
such a
sorry.
hater.
Sorry.
They still have to beat
This
the
is kind of
Broncos.
like, what?
They still have to beat the Broncos.
They will. It's,
You're
bro,
just
they
a hater.
had, what?
You became a hater all of a sudden.
I think they had 4 takeaways today versus Houston.
Yeah,
So,
I
whatever.
we'll see.
Whatever. We're moving on.
See,
No football today.
no Broncos slander on my podcast.
We got football being discussed. We have a baseball hat. This is a hockey podcast, y'all. This is a hockey podcast. And with that, lots going on in the hockey world right now, especially with the trade rumors. And one of those rumors came true about an hour before we recorded this. Rasmus Andersson to the Vegas Golden Knights. Jordan, your reaction. What do you think? First or second big trade of the year? Second.
Honestly, I did not see Vegas being where he ended up.
Really?
Yeah, they can't keep getting away with this stuff.
They can't keep getting away with it?
No.
No, but
like, I mean, I didn't expect Vegas. I honestly didn't. I mean, I know that it was it was rumors, of course, but I just didn't think I didn't think they were going to be able to get it done, and I didn't think it was going to happen. The other most recent rumor I saw was, who was it that was talking about him? There's a couple teams that were saying like they would trade for him, but they want a contract in place, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
but,
I saw a lot about.
Was it Boston, I think.
Yeah, I saw a lot about Boston in the last couple of days, and then obviously Dallas has been a candidate for years now to get Anderson.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk building up about Carolina as well, as they're kind of just searching for more scoring. And props to Vegas. I mean, Anderson is incredible. I mean, he's paired back up with Hanifin, 2 guys who were on Calgary a couple years ago together before Vegas split them up. And now here they are back together, both 2 guys who are offensive workhorses. I mean, Vegas is, for a team that's, we discussed it last week, gets caught up in overtime a lot. They're a team that struggles to execute. And I think getting a Rasmus Andersson, who's a defenseman that you could get, 10 to 15 goals a season out of, I believe he's already at 10 right now. Like, this is a huge pickup for them. This is a huge pickup. And I think this kind of, dare I say it, like, this is a big enough move to almost just secure the Pacific. They're adding that firepower.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely trying to lock everything down so they can have a really successful run for the cup again. And I mean, this is a huge addition that, solidifies basically their first line and adds just
top
more scoring
and everything.
Yeah, their top pairing, and like I said, just adds more scoring. I think, like right now, Anderson's at 30 points. He's got 10 goals and 20 assists. Wow. I think we're going to see a serious increase in his goals now that, being in Vegas, there's a lot more guys that, he is a playmaker that will fit in really well with the top line. And I mean,
this is also
all of Vegas's offense.
This is basically replacing Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo went down before the season even started. I believe at the end of last year, he was struggling with injury, and I mean, he was the main guy. He was the main power play guy. He was kind of the top defenseman on this team and arguably a top 25 defenseman in the league. And, with him going down, that seriously affected the team. I mean, we could see it. There's not as much, you're relying more on the setup plays, from your forwards, and getting Mitch Marner is really going to help with that. But Vegas has always relied on the back end. I mean, they've had Braden McNabb, they've had Petrangelo, Zach Whitecloud just got dealt away now, but the top guys that they usually have, they're Shea Theodore. I mean, like, Theodore, McNabb, and Petrangelo were always guys who could score goals, who could set up plays really well. And having one of those guys out, it's like things don't mesh as well. So Anderson, this is a home run trade in my opinion. Like, Vegas is definitely a threat now.
Yeah, and the only concern to bring up, and it's kind of a question I want to ask you that I want to get your take on it. I know how I feel about it. Do you think this is a rental?
Ooh, like, this is the thing with Vegas. Like, they're okay with rentals, but what's funny is a lot of the guys, if you look at their history, though, a lot of the guys that they acquire, they keep. So, like, it goes both ways for them. They really are, like, as much as people hate on Vegas, Vegas is an organization that knows how to win. Like, they've only been a team for so long. They've won a cup. They've made it to two. They've made it to multiple conference finals. And everybody wants to play there. I mean, they're essentially they're Florida before Florida is who they are now. Like, they're an admirable destination. People like to be there. So I don't know if Anderson would prefer to extend there, and, like, will Vegas even have the money to extend him for what he wants?
That's more from where, like, I don't think that it's an issue from Anderson's side. Like, I think that he would want to play in Vegas, like, for all the reasons you said. But really, the only reason that they're able to acquire him right now is because Petrangelo's out on injury for this season. If he comes back next season, they're way over on their cap. So who do they get? Who do they, to re-sign him? And can they? I mean, he's probably, like, Anderson's probably going to have a $9 million, $10 million a year contract, probably, if not more.
I mean, lowest would have to be 8.5. That would be absolute lowest.
Yeah. Petrangelo right now is 8.8.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think just going in line with the other contracts of big name defensemen recently, I think it's somewhere probably, 9.5 to 10.5, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and with that being stated, like, going back to your original question, I could totally see him being a rental.
That's what I think he is. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. I think that looking at what they gave up, the only really, like, big piece of that trade, I think, I mean, like, Whitecloud, decent. I mean, he's not been the greatest this season, but he's going to go over to Calgary.
He's the same age as Anderson, and we know who Whitecloud is. He's a total defensive guy. I mean, bottom pairing guy, not bottom pairing, but mid or bottom pairing guy, physical guy. I mean, I think it's
even
good
then
for
this year's not
Calgary's
been his
building,
year.
but it hasn't.
A prospect, and then the two picks is is probably the biggest one. The first round pick, and then potentially another first round pick is a little rough, but Vegas is looking at it's like, we've got a good team and we've got guys signed that we can make up those picks later down the road. I mean, they've got a team that's signed, a pretty good core that's signed for multi-year deals. So they're not worried about replacing him with anybody coming up. So, I mean, it's a little bit pricey for a rental, but adding him, his caliber of defenseman right now to then go on another cup run and, I mean, potentially be in a pretty good spot to win the cup again.
Yeah.
I would be totally okay if it was just a rental. It's not, I'm not a big Vegas. I'm not a Vegas fan. Like, I don't dislike Vegas. Like, if I were a Vegas fan, I wouldn't be upset if it was a rental.
Yeah. So I think, overall, I would say Vegas won the trade because Anderson is a world-class defenseman, and he's going to help them very much to make the cup if they do. But I don't think it was like a one-sided trade. I think both teams are in completely different positions. They both got what they needed.
Yeah, they both got what they needed.
Exactly. So I looked into Adam Wybie, the prospect that they got. I mean, he had, like, I think it was a 65 or 70 point season a couple years ago or something, like, as a defenseman with double-digit goals. And I mean, he's a solid prospect. He's 22 years old. He should be coming up into the league soon. And,
Hmm.
this is what Calgary needs. They need a little bit of youth to infuse into that older roster and kind of get this rebuild flowing because the retool isn't working. And obviously, more picks doesn't hurt, and then White Cloud he's going to be a filler guy for a
Yeah.
couple of years.
I mean, even with a first and a second round pick next year, like those are two really good picks. Even if they get 2 first round picks,
Yeah.
that'll be really good for them. So
100%. So I think, Vegas won the trade, but it's not lopsided. It is not
no,
lopsided. It
no,
it
no,
worked
no.
for both teams. So,
Yeah.
but Vegas, Rasmus Andersson, I think probably going to start improving even more soon. They've been winning lately, but
Yeah. I mean, the other thing too is like looking at, again, I wasn't really thinking about Vegas as like the place he was going to end up, but I also wasn't really thinking about what Calgary would want out of the trade, and looking at what they got now, it makes a lot of sense that it was Vegas, because some of these other teams that were, trying to acquire him, like you said, like with Boston and stuff like that, they wanted to have an extension in place because they weren't looking for rental. And also some of them
yeah.
didn't have the draft capital to make that happen either.
Yeah, and you got to think with Rasmus's situation, like where does he have the best chance to win a cup out of those four? Between Carolina, Dallas, Vegas, Boston. I mean, you would argue you could take Boston out of the mix there. So I could totally see him, going for the cup in Vegas right now, and then Boston handing him that contract in the offseason. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't see why that's out of the realm. He
I
could
honestly,
do both.
I think the team that should try and acquire him the most in like the offseason, if they don't, re-sign him or whatever, is Carolina. I would think that'd be a really good move on their part.
Yeah.
They
But
really
they just got
need.
Keandre Miller. Like, I don't know how many defensemen that they could just keep loading
That's
up
true.
with over there. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
They need more like offensive, like, offensive leaning defensemen for sure.
yeah, for sure.
But
Like, Miller might be the only one really over there. I mean, I don't know. Kind of dogging on Carolina a little bit right here. But Carolina is a team that every year, when it comes to the deadline or free agency, I feel like they're just grasping at straws. You know what I mean there? Like, just anything will help. Like they don't know exactly what they need because the team is pretty good all around, but they're just not good enough in certain spots. Like obviously second line center has been an issue for them, and I think defensive depth and like I said, scoring on the blue line has been an issue.
the
So they're
biggest thing they
just
need
like,
right now is a goalie.
well, of course they've needed that for like 5 years, but they're never gonna do it. And like, which by the way, I'm a Bussy believer. That got a little out of hand there, but I'm a Bussy believer. I think he's great, bro. I think he's great. He's the man there.
He has played really, really well. I'll say that. I'm not a I'm not a Bussy hater, but no,
Do you know what I mean?
he's definitely. I mean,
With what I'm saying about them?
he's still untested. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but like the Mikko Rantanen thing was a flop, obviously for them. Like Stankoven's great. He's been great for them, but like they're hoping that Mikko Rantanen would be like their star.
Yeah, I mean, like the biggest thing I see is like they're always like, the Rantanen trade and all this stuff or whatever, and then they're like, yeah, we also got Taylor Hall. Like, don't forget about Taylor Hall. And then it's like you're grasping at like trying to make something that's not, that's like it was just not a good situation and it was just mismanaged. I mean, luckily it hasn't like hurt them too much, but also they lost one of their star players for nothing.
Like Nick Ehlers doesn't look at all how he looked in Winnipeg. I know it's just year 1 of 6, but he's only going to get older going into his 30s. And then Keandre Miller has been pretty well there, but I think they're hoping for consistent goals, and I think he only has a couple. And I don't know, Carolina, they might be driving the bus off the deep end, but we're not just going to focus solely on Carolina, but pivoting from them, they are involved in this guy. Artemi Panarin has been told by the New York Rangers, GM Chris Drury said they will not extend him after this season. How old is he, 32 or 33? I think he might be 33. He's a little up there. He looks very young. He's got that Russian blood. But
Panarin, he is 34.
34. Still a great player with amazing production, though. Like, insane offensive weapon. But yeah, the New York Rangers wrote another letter to their fan base, essentially apologizing for the flop of a season that they're having. and they just told them that they want a competitive retool. Now, basically, in my opinion, I think they're just telling them we're selling the house. We're rebuilding. That's essentially what the
Yeah.
Rangers are saying.
Yeah.
Artemi Panarin is the first domino to fall, in my opinion.
Is what? I'm sorry?
The first domino to fall.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the biggest issue with their team right now is that you don't even know what the issue is. Like I don't get what their issue is. They just can't. It's honestly where they play. They just can't win at home, and that is entirely their problem.
It's team chemistry. Like, I don't think any of these guys play well together. They're all decent players, good players, but it's just not working over there. And it could be coaching, but I think Mike Sullivan just got there. They're just trying to get rid of this group, and they're going to let Mike Sullivan build his own group. I think that's kind of what's going to happen. But, pivoting back, Artemi Panarin said that the Wild, Hurricanes, Stars, and maybe even the Knights are in on him. A couple of teams.
The other one I saw was talking about the Avs. I don't like that move. I don't think they need him. I mean, I just don't think it's worth giving up whatever for him.
You have to give up a lot. You'll have to give up a amount.
And they don't really need him right now. So I mean, where are they going to put him, and who are they going to move around to make? I think. I mean, we were just talking about it a minute ago. Like, Dallas is a pretty, that's a pretty good. That'd probably be a pretty good fit.
It would be a good fit.
And
with Sagan going down, it's definitely something we need. And to be honest, I think the Flames might be a little out on moving Kadri. Like, I think maybe Kadri's pretty comfortable up there. He's coming towards the end of his career. Maybe he just might finish out this contract, but
yeah,
Panarin comes with a
big
big
They need to keep somebody
hit.
Up there. He does.
I think Panarin comes with a 10+ million cap hit. So we'll have to see how much the Rangers are willing to retain of that. Is it 11? 10 or 11?
11-6.
Yeah. That's big, man. That's big. And like I'd said in one of our earlier season episodes, I literally predicted that he would go to Minnesota. I think I've said that multiple times. I mean, we could pull up the receipts, but you have Kaprizov there. So obviously Russian players want to play with other Russian players. There's a bond there. And he fits Minnesota very well. And obviously I think both of us would hate if he went to Minnesota because that just makes them even more competitive. But the Wild have shown that they're all in this year. I mean, getting Hughes, and now if they got Panarin, I mean, that would be even more big time. So if I'm being honest, I think it might be a duel between the Wild and the Stars to try and get this guy. The Stars are trying to pull themselves out of a hole. The Wild keep chugging along, it's whoever's going to be most competitive. And I definitely think it's between those two, and I would say Carolina is the third dark horse here.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely got to be, Carolina, yeah, it would make sense, but I just don't know what assets they would have to, that's the hard part right now. It's what do they have to give up? And that's the same reason, with Anderson's, what do they have to offer in exchange for these guys?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know their exact, how much do they have, draft wise, picks wise or anything like that. But I mean, they have to move from their current roster over there as obviously it probably would go depth guys probably is who they would.
Yeah, the first thing that came to my mind is picks and maybe Travis Jankowski, or they are going to move the main young guys like Blake and Stankoven, but Jankowski sits out there and maybe some depth defense. I don't know. It would take a lot to get a guy like Panarin. And here's another thing, I think he's a rental wherever he goes. I don't think he resigns wherever he goes because I don't think he'll get top dollar like he has. This contract was obviously his peak, but he is definitely the biggest rental piece on the market right now. And then wherever he extends in the offseason will most likely be a team with a higher cap limit. So
I was just saying, yeah, you're thinking he's going to get traded to a contender, and then in the offseason he's going to sign with a team that's maybe, right on the edge that could pay him more.
I could totally see a San Jose.
That's exactly
San
what I was
Jose
thinking.
or Chicago in the offseason. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking San Jose. because they're always adding, like they always do, like if they get like a young player, they always add a more veteran player to counteract that, just to kind of have a good mix. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good one. And like I said in a couple episodes ago with San Jose, like just watching the way that they play this season and just recently, it plays really to his skill, just like super high level, like really accurate passing and all these like really nice setup design plays that just work. He's
Yeah,
a guy
he'd
that
be
can
a great
slot in
fit
there.
there.
Yeah, I can see
But
that. Yeah, and they got the money
but
too.
yeah, they do. Yeah, I could definitely dark horse team. I could see in Anaheim maybe he fits there, but they have so many playmakers there too.
Columbus, or
Columbus maybe.
Seattle,
He used to
maybe.
play for Columbus. He brought them to the
Yeah,
playoffs in 2019. He played on
yeah,
Chicago too. Oh,
yeah,
I mean, we'll see, but he's in the mix for those teams right now as well. There's a couple other guys on the St. Louis Blues who are kind of getting talked about in the trade rumors too. We have Justin Falk, Braden Shen kind of being thrown out there. Falk, pretty good defenseman, veteran defenseman. This is another guy I could see Carolina kind of pushing for a little bit. A guy I could definitely see teams like, no joke, Colorado maybe pushing for a depth defenseman. Just saying, like, you could kind of teeter a lot of
yeah,
ways with veteran defensemen guys like this. I mean, Colorado wasn't afraid to go get Ryan Lindgren a couple years ago. Like, a
yeah,
guy who's physical, can make a lot of hits. I like Justin Falk. I think he's a good player. Definitely, I can see the Flyers being in the mix a little bit on him.
yeah,
A couple teams out
yeah.
there. Florida teams. Dude,
I
Justin
mean,
Falk just seems like a Tampa Bay Lightning, actually, now that I think about it. He just looks like it.
what does it even mean? What do Tampa Bay Lightnings look like?
He just looks like the kind of guy who played for Tampa.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Falk is kind of a side guy, but Braden Shen, I mean, he's a guy that's uber talented, in his mid 30s now. He has a lot of experience. He's a great defensive center more than anything. He could set up a lot of plays, but he's definitely a down in the dirt puck battle, penalty killing kind of guy. He's been a solid captain for the Blues for a couple years. He's a guy I could definitely see, obviously Carolina, second line center, Minnesota. Like it's going to be a lot of the same teams we throw around here, but
yeah. A lot of those teams, like
Detroit, I can see
yeah,
Braden
a
Shen
lot of
on
the teams we were talking
Detroit.
about, like this, like these top five teams are all kind of in that mix of where a lot of these guys are, the rumors are or where they might end up, just because those kind of teams are always trying to get stronger. But again, it's like a lot of these guys, like, I mean, I guess Braden Shen is not a rental. He's under contract for another 2 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just have to look at the cost versus the cost of acquiring them versus like the long-term production that you're going to get out of them. It's like,
Yeah.
if some of these teams that are in like their cup window right now, I think it makes more sense to go for that. But same thing, I think like a lot of these teams, even with Braden Shen, like they're not going to re-sign him in 2 years. Like it's going to be, once his contract's up, they move on, or they move him themselves, or they let him walk. Most of them will probably move him again and do like a sign and trade or something like that. Yeah. And then I hate being the one to like, I just, all these like trades and all these rumors and stuff, they always get all these names attached to them, and Colorado is always one of them. I just really I don't necessarily know they need to make any moves. Like, I know like they
Yeah.
should. The only one maybe, like you said, defenseman maybe. With what's his name? Devontae's out. They've got how do you pronounce his name? Solovyov, that they picked up from Calgary off of waivers. Like he's done okay, but definitely having someone a little more, more veteran, more tenured would be a nice addition
Yeah.
there. But as far as like
Yeah.
forward groups go, I don't necessarily know that they want to do anything. They've got so many guys that they've called up and have done really well that I'd almost rather do that. Guys that are used to the system, and you don't have to pay any extra, like you don't have to lose anything to call them up and have them play. But there are teams that I think, kind of talking about all these trades, will be very aggressive, and I think Dallas is one of those teams that's going to be very aggressive with trades towards the deadline. Carolina
They need to
again is
be.
another team. Yeah, I think Vegas maybe will make one more trade. I have a feeling there's like one more kind of something going on that I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I feel
They
like they're going to make
always
another
pull
move.
something else, dude. They
Hmm.
always do something. Like it's never
Yeah.
just one move.
Yeah. The
Like
other thing though is like, because the new playoff cap thing is this starts this season, starts this
Yeah.
this playoffs. So, you know, they have to be careful unless they forget that, and come playoff time they realize like, oh man, we messed up. Although I don't think
Yeah.
that's happening, but you know, something to think about. But I
You
think
know,
the biggest buyer will be someone like Dallas, because they just need some pieces. Like the team is not bad. It's just like they just need that little bit extra, like something to kick them into like the next year.
I was watching the game against Tampa earlier today, and here's the situation with my team, dude. It is so tough because coming into this year, like, you think the roster, like last year's roster was incredible. Obviously, I think last year was the best roster we had of the past 3 Western Conference Finals that we made, and I really thought we were going to make it all the way last year, just like most of the other fans. But now coming into this year, the roster looked great on paper, but I knew, like, new coach, new system. These guys have to buy in. They have to do what Glenn wants them to do. Like, it's not happening. And then you get a core piece like Sagan going down. Then a lot of people forget that Jamie Benn literally had a collapsed lung, and he's coming into this year. Okay, and then Duchesne was hurt for like a month and a half. So you have the veteran guys who made, like, they made a bigger picture for the team. They made some plays for the team last year. They're all they're beat up. So the team is like relying, and we knew that these younger guys would have to step up, Ritzkovian. We knew they'd have to step up, and they are, but not so much offensively. Like, we're not getting enough out of Bork, who's supposed to be a top prospect. And the number one problem with Dallas, because I don't want to just rant about them too much, and this is like this is tying into what we're talking about here. Dude, they need to stop shuffling these lines so much. It's because the team is hurt so much, and Sagan being out for the year really disrupted things, because we had the set lines, then Sagan is out. He's out of the lineup for the rest of the year. Like, the lines are different every game, and not just every game, they're different every period.
Yeah, they need to just they just need to set a line.
In?
Yeah,
yeah,
they just need to pick a line
nuts.
and just give it like a game or two, and then then change it again.
What they don't understand, I think there are 2 guys who could play with any line. Okay, and it's Mikko Rantanen and Wyatt Johnston are the only 2 guys who could play with anybody on the team. Okay, like, everybody else is mega talented, and it's no hate towards Jason Robertson, who is arguably the best player on the team right now, but he's the executor. He's the goal scorer. Like, keep him with guys who will put him in a position to score goals. Stop letting him play with Sam Steele. No offense to Sam Steele, but, like, come on.
He's not him.
And I hate to say it, but stop letting Robo and Duchesne play together. Like, really, like, Duchesne is a great setup guy, but on the rush. He's super fast, likes to spin around people. He can't just move around and let Robo sit. Robo likes to sit. He's not like Rantanen. They have their spots, and yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Dallas, I ranted about my team way too much there, but Dallas needs to get a Panarin, a Kadri, something, a Blake Colton from Calgary. I know that's been talked about a lot. The only player from Texas in the league right now. He's from Dallas. Bring him in. I would love that. Like, just get another forward who can make plays and score goals. Like, seriously, Sagan left a bigger hole. And for a guy, like, who maybe hasn't loved Sagan enough during my Stars fanhood, like, I miss you. I miss you, Sagan. Like, I didn't give you enough credit all these years.
You didn't realize how much you liked him until he was gone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like, the Stars are struggling. Like, actually, in the standings, they're struggling. Okay, and, like, as of right now, I don't think they could beat Minnesota in the playoffs. Like, they would get knocked out first round as of right now.
You know what they do, bro? Bring Pavelski out of retirement.
Yeah, he's 42, bro. I'm sure, like, he'd probably be better than a lot of the people on the team right now.
He doesn't fix that problem. It's just bringing somebody back. Like,
yeah, seriously, fill a spot.
Him and Robo are very similar, and, like, he has his spot on the ice, and he does it really well, but you need the other guys around him to make it happen.
We don't have a net front guy, so he would be great. I missed him a lot, too. I didn't realize how much I missed him until he was gone.
Duchesne's your closest, but even he doesn't really do that often. He only does it on the power play.
He doesn't. The older he's gotten, he doesn't really do stuff like that too much. He's
the
only thing he does side of the net.
I would say shoot it from the goal line. kind of,
Yeah.
or like, deflected from the goal line kind of plays.
Yeah.
But
So Dallas needs some help, man. They need some
they,
help, and
I think they're going to be buyers. But then again, they've traded away a lot of their prospects and a lot of their. They don't have a ton of room to work with. They also have no cap space either.
yeah,
Like they are nothing.
it's obvious Dallas fans know this. Like wherever we go to get a new option, Maverick Bork is leaving. It was just like the Stankoven thing last year. Like these young guys who have come up and shown that they have skill and prowess, like they're going to be the first who are dealt away. And well, yeah, as a fan, you have to keep gambling with this, just like the team does. Is like, I get it, we're in a win now window, but what are we going to look like as a team
So
5-6 years from now?
if they trade for Panarin, I think probably, like you said, Bork and one of their defensemen.
Yeah, I think it would be Bork,
Harley or
Lundqvist. It'd be
Lundqvist?
Lundqvist, Nils Lundqvist,
Yeah.
or Lyubushkin. One of those two. Probably Lundqvist going back to the Rangers because
I don't think anybody
they
wants to
drafted him.
trade for what's his name, Lyubushkin. Dude's kind of a
Yeah,
liability.
I think he's like 30 years old, and
He's just every time I notice that he's like the defenseman that's playing, they always get scored on. Like when he's playing, like it's always him, bro.
yeah, he's a bottom pairing guy, And then that's another thing we've suffered without Bischel too. Like we were talking about this on the phone the other day. The Stars do not hit; they never hit. Bischel leads the team with 85 hits. He's been out for a month and a half. So I don't know if that tells
It's
you
still
anything.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
he should be back though. He started skating earlier this week, so he should be
Good.
back this coming week. But that's enough about the Stars.
We turn this into the Dallas Stars Doomer podcast.
Last thing I'll say about the Stars is if they do get Panarin, they're gonna have to give up a lot. New York is gonna have to retain some of that salary. Like they'll have to, and that requires a lot in the package going back their way. But I want to talk about a couple other guys here that are surrounded by heavy rumors and guys who might just be cap dumps or guys who are not really fitting in their situation. The first one's a popular name, Dougie Hamilton on the Devils. I mean, I feel like it's been the same as Rasmus Andersson. It's been 3 years or so now. You hear every year around this time that he's going to get dealt away by New Jersey, and they never do it. I think this is the year they finally do it. He's out of his prime. He's getting into his mid-30s. This is a guy who needs to go. Sharks, Mammoth, Leafs, all prime targets here. Teams who are not really in the playoff picture too much, but are still winning and maybe have a chance, could look for veteran leadership. So,
yeah, I don't think the Sharks is likely for him. I think somewhere where like a team that's like just been in the playoffs or like is missing it this year kind of thing. Like you said, like the Leafs is a good option. I mean, I could see somewhere like Florida or some of these teams that are going to try and like get themselves back into that spot because they're just trying to. They look at him as like, okay, maybe somebody like if we pick him up, he might just kind of turn it on all of a sudden and give us that surge that we need to get into a playoff spot or whatever.
I could definitely see like an LA too, maybe.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't think he goes anywhere that's like gonna be a like guaranteed missing the playoffs team. I don't think they are gonna try and trade for him. I don't think it's worth it to them. They'd be better off trying to go for building their team up. Normally with picks and stuff like that, they're not gonna try and trade for him.
The
Leafs
is
an interesting one. I hadn't thought about the Leafs until you said that.
I mean, they traded for Ekman Larson a couple years ago and extended him.
Yeah.
And like another team, like the top caliber teams, the only one I could see is like Carolina. Like looking to add defensive power here. But even then, like he's got a pretty big cap hit too. So
yeah,
should be interesting to see. Rumors around Evgeny Malkin. It's been resurfacing again that apparently the Penguins would be willing to give him up if they got the right package for him. Do you think he maybe wants to go to a contender here, or is he content on last year ending his career in Pittsburgh?
I don't know. I don't know if he's worth it as a rental. Like, even though he's played much better this year, and you know, I just don't know if yeah, I just don't know if he's worth what they would have to give up to get him. Any team, regardless of if they have the assets or not. I can't see him fitting well or being worth it to any of the like contender teams right now. Anybody in like the top like 8 teams or top 10 teams or whatever. I think they're better off to stay in Pittsburgh, but I think Pittsburgh is trying to trade him.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they want to get something out of him or Letang, but like it's like we talked about earlier in the season. I feel like it's his choice. Like they don't really have a say. He has all of the leverage and say. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I just. Yeah, I mean, the hardest part for them is going to be finding somebody who wants to trade for him. Not so much like, I don't know. I really can't see anywhere where he would end up.
Is this another Vegas situation?
I don't even think I don't really think he fits in Vegas. I don't think he fits in Vegas.
You know where I would love to see Big Gino? Totally random here. He is the ultimate rental, a team that is pushing. Imagine Detroit. He fits a little bit in Detroit. Second line center, put Comfort down another line. Like, I mean, he's scoring. He has a good scoring pace this year. Like, Malkin is a better center than JT Comfort.
Yeah, that sucks. I like JT Comfort. Former Av, JT Comfort.
Av's legend.
Yeah. I guess somewhere like that, but I guess I just don't really think about Evgeny Malkin like enough to really think about where he would fit the best, like because he's been in and out of the lineup this season too, hasn't he? Like a few times.
A little bit. He's been hurt a few times, but nothing major. Like he's played pretty often, pretty consistently. Yeah. So,
like if I watch the like Penguins play, like I always like sometimes I'm like I forget that he's even there, but then he like all of a sudden scores. Like what the hell? Where did this guy come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, for a 39-year-old though, like who else plays like this at 39? It's very few names. We're gonna go back to the Stars a little bit here. It's just a question. I'm just getting your honest opinion.
I thought you were saying they were going to trade somebody.
They might. Now, how likely do you think it is if Jason Robertson wants over $12 million a season? Do they trade him somewhere? Give me your answer. I'll give you mine as a fan. I've already talked.
Damn. In my opinion, I think they should just pay him.
But if it's over $12 million,
I mean, sign of the times. That's 10.5, 11 right now. So, I mean, his contract's up in, 2 years, right?
It's up at the end of the season.
At the end of this season?
Yes.
Is it really? I thought it was longer. I thought he had more time. Oh, shit. Ooh, maybe then.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So he's a restricted free agent.
But still, it's going to take a lot to keep him. He is, like I said, arguably the best player on the team right now.
You think, like 12.5 or 13? If you, anything more than 12.5?
What I think the situation is, okay, is he wants more than Mikko Rantanen. I think, and I don't know Robo, obviously, but I think he, in his mind, he thinks, I've been here longer. I have helped this team get into a winning position longer than Mikko has. Like I know the organization better. Also, he has this.
He's got a longer career ahead of him too.
He's the only Dallas Star to ever have 100 points in a season in history. So he has that, and he's a goal-scoring machine. So I think he's looking for a big payday. It's just that I don't know if the Stars can do it. Like, they literally can't. Like, they have to get rid of a lot of pieces.
Okay, you're saying they can't do it because of the amount, not because of getting paid more than Rantanen? Because if you're saying amount. Okay.
I don't think they care if he gets paid more than Rantanen. It's just the amount.
No, I think he deserves more than Rantanen right now. I mean, he's performing better, consistently better.
He's younger. He's younger as well.
And he's younger, yeah. And also, again, like the contracts are worth more now, and whatever. That's tough. I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy. Like I can't even think about him not being a Dallas Star.
No.
But I think they have to do everything in their power. I'd rather see them trade like Rope than not re-sign Robertson.
I fully agree. I think Robo is
he's worth more.
Key piece. He is. He's a key piece of what this team is trying to build. And you're just like, Dallas knows that cap casualties are coming now. It's happening in real time. If you want good players, you have to keep your best players. Like, and right now, Miko, Heiskanen, and Robo, those are the top three guys you have to keep. Like, no matter, I think that's non-negotiable. No matter what, it's those guys. You can maybe even put Ottinger there. I know he's played bad, but like a goalie is that valuable. But like, yeah, it might be time to get rid of, a Rope or you just extended Thomas Harley, but maybe find a new home for him or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
I think they'd be better off moving forwards like Hintz or Duchesne.
yeah,
I mean,
something's gonna
Duchesne.
have to give.
Yeah, I mean, I think Duchesne's getting paid too much money for what he produces and
It's
how old he is.
4-something million. It's $4.5 million.
4.5. Yeah, but a lot of guys
Like,
that are like around his age and his
he
skill
led the
level
team in
and stuff like
points
that.
last year. He led the team in
True.
points last year.
Yeah, where's he at now
You
though?
know?
He missed half the season so
Yeah,
far.
it's true. It's true. And you take a gamble signing a guy that old. But listen, that was just a hypothetical. I think you keep Robo at all costs. But if you can't come to terms on an extension, like if he won't, like if nothing happens by the deadline, like seriously, if nothing happens like an hour before the deadline closes, you take the best possible deal you could possibly get for Jason Robertson.
Jason Robertson, you are a Colorado Avalanche. Dude, that would be crazy.
Shut up. You know where I could really see
Dude,
him hypothetically?
how mad would you be if Robertson ended up in Colorado, bro?
I'd lose my mind. That would be
Dude.
like the Mikko Rantanen thing for you. Like I would literally lose my mind.
I wasn't mad
I
about the Rantanen thing. I was
no,
never
but
mad
still,
about
that's like
it.
the equivalent. It's the equivalent. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Robo, if he doesn't re-sign with Dallas, he's gonna be a Duck. He's from Anaheim, dude. Like he's gonna be a Duck.
You think he stays in America for sure?
Oh, 100%. He's an American player. I don't think he wants to play Canada.
I wonder what his trade list looks like. I'd be very curious.
Probably, I don't think it's that limited, honestly. Like, it's probably not that limited.
I think if they don't re-sign Robertson, biggest fumble in like Dallas Stars, like the organization.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Your guys' GM would lose all of the credibility he's ever gotten from how good some of his trades are to just if he fumbles that.
Don't worry, he gets it done every time. We're gonna pull the rabbit out of the hat again. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean there are guys that I would dump or trade away, like guys on the team that then not re-signing Robertson. It'd be crazy to mess that up.
Yeah,
well, how much is he making right now? He's making 7.
I think it's yeah. Very low. And that was on a 4-year bridge deal. So we'll see. Last name I'm gonna throw out at you here. Well, two names I'm going to throw out at you. Both are Vancouver Canucks. Elias Pettersson and Kiefer Sherwood. Where do you think these guys end up if they end up anywhere?
I think Pettersson.
Sherwood has been thrown around with Dallas again.
I don't really know who would want to sign for Pettersson. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't get the appeal to him right now.
No.
He had like one good season and everybody thought he was like going to be one of the greatest players in the league, and then his drop off was insane. And so I really couldn't even. I don't even think anybody would. I don't think
we have a list. The list of suitors for Pettersson, if he was traded, are the Hurricanes, Kings, and Red Wings.
I can see the Canes making that move just because they're historically bad at making moves.
Fixes the second line center problem. What do you mean?
Sure.
It would make the team worse, genuinely, if they traded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, actually.
I think more realistically is Sherwood getting traded.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can see him going somewhere out east. I can see him going to like a team like Boston or a team like
a Detroit,
honestly,
maybe.
Detroit, yeah, is another one. Somewhere like the Flyers would be a really good.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to get like. Yeah, I mean they're trying to get like a faster, more aggressive offensive group out there. And dude is a goal scorer.
And he hits everything.
Yes, he leads the league. I think he leads the league in hits right now.
He led it last year.
I think he does this year
had
still
the most
too.
hits in the league last year.
Yeah,
I think
it's crazy.
He set the record for most hits in a season last year or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I definitely don't think that. I don't see a team like I don't think like LA is a good fit. I don't. They've got too much going on over there. Like they've got too many high dollar pieces that they couldn't really. I don't think they would be able to trade for him very well.
Maybe a Montreal for sure would. Get that like toughness behind the young guys.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of options for him. He's probably one of the more. I mean, it was him, Anderson, and like Kadri were the big names that I thought are gonna get traded this year.
Yeah.
They're probably the most desirable pieces right now for most teams. The hard part's gonna be he is gonna come with a hefty price tag. I think a team will have to trade more for him than like Anderson just had with Vegas.
Yeah,
because I mean, Anderson is a good player. He's a good defenseman and all that stuff. But this is probably, I think historically, this is his best season so far, right? This year?
I don't know. No, a couple years ago, he had
Was it?
almost 60 points.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
that's when Calgary was in the playoff picture with Kachuk and Gaudreau.
I mean, he's at like 50 something. He's at 50 something points already this year. I mean, he's on pace to have a better season.
He's at 30. Anderson?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking, 30. I'm thinking of who was I looking at? I was looking at both their player pages right next to each other. That's why.
Sherwood?
I don't know who I was talking about. That's me just mixing up players I was looking at. Anyway, doesn't matter. I think Sherwood's gonna go to a team that's like just outside a playoff window right now. Again, for another one of those like same kind of thing that I talked about with
or maybe a wild card window.
Yeah, with like Hamilton, where it's like, you get him on your team to give you that final push at the end of the season and get you into the playoffs or a better position in the playoffs. And
what about like a Buffalo? Maybe the forward group is already a little stacked over there, but
yeah, I don't know what they would trade to
like
what Vancouver would be interested in from them, because really the only thing yeah, I mean, Vancouver needs defensemen and they need some like top line, like, I mean, that would be trading away like all of their top players, which is crazy.
Vancouver's got to sell. But speaking of Buffalo, a guy who's kind of in the same situation as Jason Robertson, and we could kind of close it out here. I mean, I feel like we've been going with all these names for like almost an hour.
I mean, the other one I wanted to talk about one as well that you hadn't brought up was Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah, go ahead, you first. Who?
His name's been tossed around. Ryan O'Reilly.
Ryan O'Reilly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen his name tossed around with a lot of teams. I don't necessarily know.
We talked about this last week, though. Like, Nashville is kind of buying in now. Like, I don't think they're trying to get rid of anybody anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see some teams maybe making some offers for him, but I don't really know where he would fit, but I have definitely seen some stuff talking about that they are looking for. But then again, it could be true, could not be true. That's with these rumors. It's like, I can see them trying to trade him, and I can also see them keeping him around because, I mean, he's a good piece of their team. I mean, I could definitely see Carolina trying to acquire him.
Yeah, that's the ultimate solution at second line center right there.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I wasn't sure if I didn't remember we talked about that.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last week. The whole thing with Nashville, though, is like, I don't know, a lot of the guys are saying they want to stay now because they like playing for the organization. Like, apparently Stamkos likes playing there. Like, he doesn't want to leave, I think he kind of wants to finish his career. And apparently Marchessault is kind of starting to find a groove there, too. Like, all these guys are older. Like, I don't know if they want to be, like, moved around again. Like, Nashville set themselves up to be the ultimate retirement home. They did to themselves, like.
It's true. It's kind of working, though, like, in the past month.
Yeah, they've been kind of on a tear a little bit. So the last guy I wanted to bring up, though, same situation as Jason Robertson, is Alex Tuck with the Sabres. Like, they've been trying to get an extension done all year. I think the figure is kind of between the 10 and 12 million spot. Like, I mean, he's a solid guy who everywhere he's been in his career, he's been great. Like, especially his years with Vegas were incredible. And here in Buffalo, he's playing just as well. Like, he's a part of that Eichel trade getting moved. And, now he's hoping to stay in Buffalo. I think he wants to stay there, but thinking just about the number and what he really deserves.
I mean, I think that it comes down to, especially with a change in like the GM or whatever, it could be that they are trying to sign him at a little bit less to keep room open for them to be buyers like come the off season. Because if they're really trying to push, like a hardcore like retool really quickly so they can, turn out, get out of this slump they've been in the past few years, which they've already started with just changing, the management. But I think they're going to try and re-sign him. I mean, unless for some reason they really cannot come to an agreement. At the end of the day, I think they're maybe putting it out there, and if they get a really good offer, they might take it. But come like deadline time, I think they'll just sign him for the amount that he wants.
Yeah.
Just to keep him around,
Yeah.
even if it's a little bit of an overpay
He's
from
been a
what they
good piece
want.
of that team.
I don't think it would be an overpay for like what he like his value. I think it's maybe an overpay for the team. Like they feel that it's an overpay. So I can see like if they get a really, really good offer before the deadline that they'll trade him. But if not, I think in my opinion they should just re-sign him for, even if it's a little bit more than they want to, just to keep him, because they're performing well all of a sudden. There's no reason to mix it up and shake it up other than adding new pieces.
For sure. Yeah, well, y'all, that's been our list here of all the guys who are up on the chopping block or who could potentially be there.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how many of these actually happen, or or the ones we didn't talk about, like people we didn't even think to get traded are going to get traded.
It always seems like a smokescreen every year, and then hey, like let's be honest, like seems like hey, this is all a little unrealistic. I don't think this could happen, and then something like the Mikko Rantanen thing happens last year, and it's just chaos every year.
I think it's almost a year since that happened. I think it was January last year.
No, it was March.
Was it?
So January he gets traded to Carolina.
That's what I mean.
Plays 2 months there. Deadline day, I'll never forget it. Deadline day, he gets traded to Dallas.
Well, you know why? I remember it. You know why? Because we were talking that morning about it.
Yeah, I called you on the way to work.
I was driving to work, and then I got to work, and 30 minutes after I got there, I got the notification that he got traded, and I called you back. I was like, holy shit, it happened.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. That was funny. That was crazy. That's right.
Crazy. Yeah. That's why hockey's the best sport. That's why it's the best. All the cool things happen.
To be doing the podcast at around the trade deadline again, that's always fun to see all that stuff. That'll be a crazy episode. We'll probably do something in between, the day of the deadline, at that night after it's closed. We need to do a live stream after it's closed. Oh, live? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, for TikTok live.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Should definitely do it. But yeah, man, those are all the guys. Who knows? Like you said, we'll see what actually happens and what doesn't, but there's a lot of names floating out there, and I'm sure there's multiple that we didn't even get to today. Everybody just let us know what you think on the socials. Of course, let us know what you think, who's going where, who's staying put. We appreciate all the engagement. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all of it. It's linked in the description. Thank you so much. We will see y'all in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening.